Hey guys, so in today's video I'm gonna show you guys how I make this curly wig that I'm rocking right now. Super cool. I use 460 grams of hair. Yeah, I know, in the video I'm showing you guys 400. Initially I wanted to use only 400 grams of hair, but I ended up using 460 and the closure. This closure is really nice closure. The only thing I don't like about the closure is that it gets like really poofy after a while, but yeah, after I finish made the wigs and everything, and then I put water and products to keep it really in place, then it's okay. But yeah, I don't really like the closure too much. Anyway, you're gonna need those pins to keep your wig into place, because of course you don't want to be making a wig and then you have your wig dancing all over the place. You have it moving here or there. So yeah, here I marked my ear where I want my ear to be, because there I would not be sewing any hair. Then in the front part I mark, well, it's actually to the side, I mark where I want the closure to go, and then the other ear, of course. Because if you sew the hair down to your ears, then it's uncomfortable. So it's best if you leave your ear out. So as you can see, it's already prepared. All I'm gonna do now is use pins to pin it down, so that way it's safe and secure in the right place, so it's not moving. Because then if you have your wig moving around while you're sewing it, it can end up be like really small, or it's not the correct size you wanted it to be. So yeah, it's best if you pin it down. Some people use T-pins, or they have some other pins which have like a smaller head. These ones I bought them in a Chinese shop and they're actually really good. So yeah, they're comfortable to use. So you just go ahead and pin your wig cap down. Okay, so now you want to go ahead and pin your closure down. I went ahead and I pinned it down all the way around, because the closure, it's very very important that you pin it down before you sew it. Because if you don't pin it down properly and then you sew it, then it's not gonna be straight. It's not gonna be where you want it to be. So I pinned it down, and then I thought I was videoing, but turns out I wasn't videoing the sewing part. So I don't have that footage to show you guys. Anyway, it's quite easy. All you have to do is you sew the left side first, then the right side, then you sew the back part. Then after you finish sewing the closure down, you take out back all the pins that you put in before. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but spend time to do it and do it properly. Take it off, turn the wig inside out, then put it back on the cap, on the mannequin head, and then you sew the hair on the inside. That way, if you sew your hair from the inside, when the wind blows, it looks like, it doesn't look like you're wearing a wig. It doesn't look like you have hair. You can see the band of the wig or where the lace starts. It looks much more natural. And where I'm living right now, it does get windy sometimes. So yeah, if you want to make a wig and you want it to look really natural and stuff, it's better if you do it like this. Oh, it's also very important that if you're gonna do this method, make sure you don't sew the band, the elastic band, because if you sew on the inside part of the elastic band, as you can see where I'm sewing right now, I'm sewing at the edge of it. If you sew on the inside part, then it's too tight for your head and then it's squeezing you. And of course, if you have your wig and it's squeezing your head, it's not the best for you, because while it's squeezing your head, it's also rubbing on your hair, your edges, and yeah, you will lose all your edges. It's, okay, it's a wig. It's meant to be a wig. It's a wig, but not because it's a wig mean you should wear it uncomfortable. You should feel comfortable with your wig. It's like your hair. It's yours, so make it comfortable if you want. So for it to be comfortable, you cannot sew onto the elastic band. You have to sew just around the edges. And you sew all the way around. Just remember not to sew in between where we put the closure. Where the space where you start and finish the closure, you don't sew there. You leave that spot free, so that when you finish with the wig and you cut the excess lace out, then it will look perfect. I normally always do my wigs like this. It doesn't matter if I make curly wig or straight wig, because once the wind blow, this is like what's gonna make your wig looks like it's yours. So after you finish with that, you just turn it over and then you start sewing on the other side, just like it would be normal if you wouldn't put that piece underneath. But yeah, I recommend you all to do that part. If well, I know most of you all already know how to do wigs, but yeah, if you're watching this one, maybe you really don't know how to. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's really a tutorial, but it's like how I do mine. And I have some people who ask me like, can you do a video, show me how you do your wigs and this and that. So yeah, this is why I'm showing the video. So I hope you all do enjoy this video. So also, it's important when you're sewing down your wig. Well, there's people who do like the wig with just one layer. They don't like to double their wigs. But for me, if you're gonna make a wig, make it look like it's a badass wig. So you wanna have volume in your wig. You don't wanna have curly hair and then it's just flat laying down on your face. You need to have like huge fro. So if you wanna have like big flow, you can put it double, or sometimes I even go over it again. Like I do it double and then I go one more time around. Like, or I put them really close to each other so you get like extra volume. Or even sometimes I sew them down and I put like one layer of the longer inch. Let's say I have 18 and 14 inch, yeah, or 18 and 16 inch. I put two layers of 14 inch and then two layers of 16 inch, like this, but without cutting my wefts, because I normally do not cut my weft. The only weft I cut is just the one that I'm gonna sew around the closure, because if you cut your weft, then worse if it's curly here. If it's curly here and you cut your weft, then it's the worst thing you could do, because then your hair is shredding, and yeah, it's no fun. So when you reach to the edges of the hair, when you reach to the edge of the cap, you want to make sure that you don't cut the weft. You just go back, fold it over, sew it down, like really sew it down properly, and then continue all the way to the other edge, then sew it down, then continue all the way to the other edge again. You want to keep doing that until you reach all the way to the top, because once you cut it, then you're putting your whole wig at risk. So you just want to just fold it down, sew over, fold it down, sew again, fold it over, sew again. Once you keep doing that, it will be perfect. You don't have nothing to worry about. The wig is in really good condition. Normally when I make my wigs, I I don't make my wigs and then take off pieces from it. Like some people would make a wig and then next couple months later they buy some new hair and they take off the closure and they put the closure on the new hair. No, I make my wigs and I keep them just like that. I have 34 wigs so far that I made by myself, and yeah, I keep all of them. I make wigs and then keep them, and then if I get tired of it, I still have it there because I like to see them there on my shelf. I just like to look at them. Sometimes I take them all down, I wash them, I put them outside so they get dry, then I style them and then put them back again without even wearing them. But yeah, if I'm in the mood one day, I'm going out and I feel like I want to go with red hair, well, red hair. If I feel like I want to go with curly hair, well, curly hair. So your wigs, I mean, you don't, it's not like, okay, if you cannot afford it, if you cannot afford to have like, yeah, so much wigs, or you cannot afford to keep buying clothes all the time, well then yeah, I can understand you. But in my opinion, a wig takes like 2.5 hours or 3 hours to make, because normally it would take me if I'm really concentrated, I can do it in 2 hours, or normally sometimes it can take me up to 2.5 or 3 hours. So yeah, it's not an easy job. It's like 3 hours of your day gone making a wig. So why would you want to cut it up back into pieces like after 2 months or after a month? So no, I just make them and then it just stays like that. If I make it and then I don't like the color, well then yeah, that I do change after a while. Normally when I buy my hair to make wigs, I normally buy them black, and then after I buy it black, I wear it first for the first 2 or 3 weeks. I normally just wear it black. Of course, I want to rock the wig in the natural style, that in the natural state that you buy it. So yeah, I normally wear it like that, and then after like 2 or 3 weeks, I also prefer my wigs to be with the dome cap rather than using mesh caps, because okay, the mesh caps, they're actually really cool too, because yeah, it's much more breathable than these ones. But I think that the mesh caps, they don't really fit everybody's head, because I've bought already maybe 4 or 5 of them, and they never ever fit. It's like always either it's too small or it's too big. It never fits. So even for my customers, I always just go straight to the point. Hey, look, I use only dome caps, just like that, because dome caps, it doesn't matter how big your head is or how small your head is, you know it's gonna fit. So it's easier. It makes life easier, and they're really cheap, because these ones I bought them off eBay, and I think they cost like €2.50 or something like that each dome cap. or €3 each dome cap. But then, of course, the most expensive part of it is that I have to pay like €20 for shipping because they don't have them here in Spain. So I have to pay to get them here. So let's say I buy like 20 caps, then yeah, I need to pay almost 60, 40 or €50 just for shipping. Because if I buy 10 dome caps, I normally pay €17 to send 10. So yeah, normally I would just buy a lot of them because I use them for my customers and I use them for myself, so I would buy a lot. But yeah, if I have to pay the shipping, I have no other choice than to pay because they don't have them here. I know for a fact that they don't have them here. I've been to many shops searching. They do have some kind of dome caps in the Chinese shop, but no, you don't want to buy those ones. They are no use and they smell really funky, so no. Anyway, we've reached up to the top of the wig. Up there, when you reach up to the top part, then you want to cut the weft for the last part. You want to cut it, but still you want to do it double, but you want to sew it as close as possible to the closure, to where you sew down your closure. Not directly over it. You want to make sure you put both of them in line together, because if you sew it over it, then it's like too bulky on top. So you want to make sure you make like a line, straight line right all around it, and then that would be it. You finish your wig. So yeah, I normally make all my wigs with closure because yeah, you can make a wig without a closure if you don't want to wear the closures, but it makes life easier, it makes things easier, so it's always better if you have a closure with your wigs. Because then you don't have to worry about having a leave out and your hair getting destroyed. You have to use flat iron every morning to straighten your hair, or use products to make it curly, try to blend. It makes life much easier if you have a closure rather than if you're just doing like a half wig and then you have half of your hair out. Before you know it, eventually you will get tired of it if you have half of your hair out all the time, because the process of blending everything together, it's not easy. So it easier if you do have the closure. I normally do use closures. I think next time I will do with the 361. I will try one of those to see how it goes. I've actually heard that it's not the best either, because it's like it does get you lose the closure, it gets destroyed in no time. So yeah, we'll see. Okay guys, so here's the finished look of this wig. Hope you did enjoy this tutorial as I did, and if you do, don't forget to leave comments down below, subscribe, and I'll try to get back to you guys. Bye. Okay.